But my next guest right now has landed himself the part of Herr Schultz in the Australian revival of Cabaret. It opens at the Athenaeum in about a little under 3 weeks' time. John O'May is one of our finest actors here in Australia, and I've got him online right now. John, nice to have you with us today. How are you?
Lovely introduction.
Thank you. The bill's coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, we've just played one of the tracks while we were trying to get you online there from Cabaret. You did the Sydney season too, didn't you, John?
Yes, we did. It was a wonderful sellout season at the Hayes Theatre.
I've heard nothing but good reports about it.
Good. I'm glad. I hope they continue.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they will. We've got new members of the cast, and Michael Cormack's joining us, and Angelique Casimatas, and so we're looking forward to new people, new blood, and an exciting new season at the Athenaeum.
And you got Chelsea Gibb, I think, playing too, haven't you?
Definitely, we have Chelsea Gibb. She is she's our star. She and Paul Capsis lead us through everything in the production. She's playing Sally Bowles.
Yeah, John, what is it about Cabaret that seems to last years and years and years, and it comes back and it's just so fulfilling? What is it?
I think it boils down to a simple sentence. It is a good story. It is a story we're all interested in. Even young people can, because of what's on television. There's so much Hitler on television. I'm not saying young people tend to watch that, but they, it's inculcated in our whole being, that history is an important thing, and we have to be careful not to repeat ourselves, as is sometimes threatened.
You've done so many musicals, John, over the years.
I have.
How does this one stand up for you among all of the others?
Well, I saw this in 1967 in Washington, D.C., when I was in university, and it left, I mean, it was like a punch in the face. It was so not musical comedy, which is what musicals used to be, and this is a serious story told magnificently with lots of humor, but still a very serious story that captures people's imagination, I think, and it gets them involved because it's real life situations. The horror and the joy of life is what it's about, I think.
Yeah, well, I was saying there about the other credits you've got. Of course, they're numerous, and to go through all of those, we'll be here till tea time tonight. But Godspell, of course, all that jazz. HMS Pinafore, Crazy for You. Gee, that was a good show, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I loved doing that.
Phantom of the Opera. And you won the Green Room Award, too, for the lead performer in that, didn't you?
A Little Night Music? Phantom of the Opera? No, not
Little Night Music, wasn't it?
A Little Night Music.
Yeah, Little Night Music, yeah.
For the Melbourne Theatre Company. Wonderful direction by Roger Hodgman, and a stellar cast with
very good stuff.
Wonderful people.
Yeah, Mamma Mia, Light in the Piazza.
Mamma Mia, Light in the Piazza. That goes on, and several productions. I've probably done about 8 years of doing Phantom of the Opera, all around the world. And my last production was in Shanghai, and so I've been lucky. I've been really lucky in my career. So it's been a blessing.
John, that's really good to hear. Yeah, really
to still be working. So that's the loveliest part.
That's it. As we're all getting on in years, it's nice to have the work coming in, and a lot of actors don't have that, do they? And it's a pretty hard life at times.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've been doing it for 43 years now, and I'm very proud to say I've never had to do anything else. I've never had to drive a taxi or wait on a table or do anything. Just so, I mean, there have been lean times, let me tell you that, but it is a hard job. But I've been lucky enough to keep working, so that's the good part.
Was John O'May ever destined for the stage at a young age? I mean, so were you 3 or 4 or 5 and you said, I'm going to do this?
No, my family was not that sort of, we're real working class people. My father took his lunch pail to work every day, and we just, it happened while I was in university.
Did it?
I was kind of corralled, I suppose. I was really, I need one more person to audition for this play. Would you do it? And I went, oh God, okay. And I think I say I was bit by the bug, and I was bit by the bug, and I've been doing it ever since.
And you just loved it. Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. So that was at uni. What were you studying at uni?
I was doing an English degree in English Lit and education. I wanted to be a teacher.
A teacher.
That's all I wanted to do. So I taught for 2.5 years and then went, this isn't what I want to do at all.
So
I moved to Australia, and that's when I became an actor.
Isn't that wonderful? And the rest, of course, is history. Tell me about your part of Herr Schultz.
Well, Herr Schultz is owns a beautiful fruit shop in Berlin, and it is we meet him in the show opens 1929 on New Year's Eve, and we're going into 1930. So those who know the history know what happens in the 1930s in Berlin and all around the world. But he has a room in the house of Fräulein Schneider, who is played magnificently by Kate Fitzpatrick, and we have a romance, and it is the romance in the show. I mean, there's lust for the young people, but for us, it's a true love, and I propose marriage, and she accepts, and the story goes from there, because of course it's ill-fated because he's Jewish and she's German, and we know what happens with the law eventually, between Jews and Germans.
Not going to work out, is it? So,
it's not going to work out, and it doesn't work out. So, but the audience is kind of left thinking, well, maybe he'll get away.
Yes. What if, John? If I gave you 3 wishes, what would they be for?
Oh dear. Well, I suppose I'd have to say good health and happiness for my brand new grandchild, who is my first one.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. And she's my Una Margaret, and she's stunningly beautiful, and I hope she's happy for the rest of her life.
That's beautiful.
And I hope I can continue working. I hope that's a good one. And I think I'd have to say world peace.
Well, we need that today.
Broad, but let me tell you, I think we all need it. So even with a smile on my face, I'll say that.
Well, after the events of today, who knows what's going to hold for the world as tomorrow dawns?
Well, what happened today? I've been watching the news, but what's...
Well, the bombing in Syria that the Americans undertaken.
Oh, God, yes. I'm sorry. That's I just... That just goes beyond saying. And that is why that's why Cabaret is so important.
Yes.
Because it, as I said, history constantly repeats itself, and we have to learn from our lessons about history and how dictators can rule our world if we let them.
It's probably a timely musical to see, isn't it?
It is. I think it is.
Really timely.
And I think the audience who come and see it really grasp onto that fact.
John, it's at the Athenaeum at the end of this month, the 27th, you're opening. I'll be there on the 1st of May to come and see you, so looking forward to it very, very, very much, John. And if people want to go online, they can book at the theatre, of course, the Athenaeum, from April the 27th. John, thanks for your time today. Wish you well for it.
Thank you for talking with me.
That's a pleasure. Okay, take care, pal. Okay, bye-bye. John O'May.
I give you that international sensation, Fräulein Sally Bowles! What good is sitting alone in your room?